Hi, I'm Denise, and we're here to learn how to put our star block together from our laser cut kit for the Lacasa quilt. So you have a couple extra pieces above and beyond our squares that we did earlier. And now we're going to do star blocks. So these star blocks, we have two blocks, two sizes, a large and a small. And the nice thing about the star is once you put one together, the other one goes together the same way, just in a smaller or larger size. So when we look at our little key here, the two star blocks are these. We have a light background color, and then we have scrappy darks and blues for the rest of the block. So I want to show you a couple of the pieces that you'll be able to really see the laser cut perforated line on it. And what happens with that is you're going to stitch with that perforated line between what you're doing. And so I'm a 1/4 inch from the perforated line on the right side and a 1/4 inch from the perforated line on the left side. So I'm going to put a block together here just to show you how that works, and then that way you'll be able to see exactly what I'm doing. So I need to grab two of the blocks that are the same size. So I have a dark and a light. I'm going to sew on the dark side. I've purposely put a gray thread in my machine so that you can see when I stitch on the dark fabric. I'm lining up my block to make sure that all my edges have lined up, and I'm sewing with that 1/4 inch, or scat 1/4 inch is really what it is, from that line that the laser cut. I'm going to sew one stitch off my block. My needle is down. I'm going to turn the block around and reposition the opposite side of the foot on the other side of that line. So now I've stitched down both sides, and I'm going to cut down the middle. Now normally I would cut at my cutting table with my rotary cutter, but here at the camera I'm just going to show you, you would cut down the center. We know that we've sewn exactly right by the lineup of our machine foot and that we've tested it. So now I have two blocks cut apart. You would take and press these, and you'd probably press them to the dark side. You're going to do that to two blocks. So I have another one here that I did earlier. So I'm again going to cut down the center of this, and I would press these. Actually, now I'm going to press to the light because I need to press opposite directions. And let's look at that. Nope, both to the dark. I just want to make sure. So I can press both to the dark. So I'm just going to finger press these right now. And now I'm going to go on the other line. So at the opposite side of where we just stitched, there's another line. And I'm going to stitch this block together, making sure everything lines up and that my seams in the center are facing the opposite direction. Needle one stitch out of the fabric with the needle down, pivot, turn around, and stitch on the other side. I'm just going to send my little piece through there, my starter piece, with my needle down. It'll pivot for me and get it ready in the next position. Now I'm going to cut between these two blocks. I have two leftover blocks. Okay, I'm going to set those aside, and I'm going to do one more block because I want to show you something very specific that's going to happen. Stitch two more together here. Of course, I have all my blocks lined up here, and the two that I'm looking for are probably on the bottom of my pile. There they are. Okay, I have 2 dark pieces. So I did a light and a dark, and now I'm going to do 2 darks that are not the same. There's a specific way to do this, and there's a specific way that if you do it, it will come out wrong. I'm going to show you both, and I'm going to show you which one's right. So on my little piece, snip the threads between the 2. Again, I'd go to my rotary cutting station normally. I'm just going to do this with the scissors at the camera. Okay, I have 2 darks and a light and a dark. This is your goal of what you need. You need to put 2 darks together and a light and a dark together, because what you're going to end up with is 2 darks and a light and a dark. If you sew it incorrectly, as I did just a moment ago, and I did on the first video, which is easy to do, you're going to end up with opposites. That's not what we want. We want these squares. We're going to put these together with our dotted lines together and our seam lines together with the seams facing opposite directions. So I'm going to get it started, and then I'm going to line my seam up again with those facing opposite directions. Get it started. When I get close to that center seam, now I'm going to hold these so everything lines up. Do the same exact thing. 1 needle out of the fabric, needle down, pivot, so on my little starter piece, clip the threads through the middle. Okay, I'm going to cut down that center, but this is the block that we're looking for. Okay, so when I bring this closer, in the instructions I have the upper block. This is the center piece. Okay, so let me cut this apart. So here's my block. Now I'll have a light piece going on each side. I have those in my stack here. I'm going to place a light piece on this side and line it up. And then I'll place a light piece on the opposite side. Light piece on the right side, do a light piece on the left side, and this is the top piece or the top unit for my star. You'll do 2 of these. Oops, I ran out of bobbin thread. Well, you need to put bobbin thread in your machine for this to work. But this would be my top. I need 2 of these. I'll need 2 at the bottom, or 3, this 3 section piece at the bottom so that it will look just like it. And then we'll put the 3 together. So once you get 4 units like this, your solid pieces go on the outside, light color, and 1 solid in the middle. So thanks for helping us make the Lacasa quilt, and be sure to drop your blocks off either at the stitchery or bring them to the Quilt Guild meeting on December 2nd, and we'll have somebody pick those up for me. Happy quilting, everybody.